At 1:47 a.m., a single text message blew up my future. The wedding is off. I need to spend the weekend with my ex for closure before I commit. I stared at it in the glow of my living room, whiskey sweating in my hand, tux hanging like a ghost on the closet door. I typed back, "Take forever," hit send, and let the life I'd been building evaporate in the blue light of my phone. Rewind a few hours, rehearsal dinner. It was good. Like normal, like nothing wrong good. My groomsmen roasted me. Her bridesmaids clinked glasses and told stories that made her blush. Laughter, candles, clatter of forks, that little bubble of love and nerves people swim in before a wedding. We left at 10. 2 cars. Tradition or superstition. Whatever excuse people use to keep the magic intact one more night. She went to her parents' house. I drove back to our place. Technically my place. Her name wasn't on the lease. She still had her apartment across town, mailbox and utility bills proving she lived there, even if her toothbrush was in my bathroom and her favorite sweater lived on my chair. She'd been, in that infuriating way, everywhere and nowhere on paper. That detail becomes important. I dropped my keys in the bowl, loosened my collar, poured a 2-finger pour, and sank into the couch. Tomorrow was supposed to be the big day. I wasn't jittery. I wasn't giddy. Mostly, I was exhausted. Wedding planning siphons your soul, especially when you're paying for half of a $53,000 spectacle because your fiancé wants a bigger, brighter, more everything event than the one you imagined. We'd split it. Fair's fair. Her parents tossed in $10,000. Mine gave $8,000. The remaining $35,000 came to us straight down the middle, $17,500 each. I agreed because compromise is how marriages are built, right? She got the venue. I got to keep my bank account alive. That math matters. At 11:43 p.m., my phone buzzed. "Can we talk?" from Natalie, my fiancée, for another 14 hours if the planets stayed aligned. I called immediately. "Everything okay? Can you come to my parents' place? I need to talk to you. It's almost midnight." "I know. It's important. Please." Something in her voice wasn't panic, wasn't sadness, something low and off and unfamiliar. I threw on jeans and a hoodie and drove 20 minutes through the empty streets. She was waiting on the porch steps, barefoot in her rehearsal dress, staring out at the quiet street like she was hoping it would tell her what to do. "What's going on?" I sat beside her. "I saw Ryan today," she said without looking at me. "Ryan." "The college ex. 3 years, ended 8 years ago." She'd mentioned him a handful of times, the way you mention an old address, neutral, past tense, done. They wanted different things. That was the official story. "Where?" "The salon." He was picking up his sister. She swallowed. "We talked. He asked if I was happy. And you said?" "I said I'm getting married tomorrow." "Good answer." He said congratulations. Then he mentioned his family's lake house. He's going up this weekend with some people. Said I should swing by if I wanted to catch up properly. Gave me his number. "You took it." "I took it. I wasn't going to use it." "Until what?" "Until he texted an hour ago. Said we should talk. Said we never had closure. That we ended too fast. That he wondered what might have happened if we tried harder." I watched her profile in the porch light. "And what did you say?" "I told him I'm getting married tomorrow." He asked if I was sure. I felt something in my stomach knot tight. "And are you?" She finally looked at me. I think I need to see him. To get closure. Before the wedding. I stood so fast my chair scraped concrete. "You're joking." "I'm not. He invited me to the lake house this weekend." "This weekend, as in the weekend we're getting married." "He didn't know. But you told him. And you're still considering it." I need to know if what we had was real or if I've been building it up in my head. We're getting married in 14 hours, Natalie. I can't marry you if I'm not sure. Not sure about me? Or about him?" Silence. She stared at the road like the right answer was written in the asphalt. "I need time to think," she whispered. "You've had 4 years," I said, voice suddenly very calm. "I'm going home. Let me know what you decide." She didn't follow. She didn't say wait or I'm sorry or never mind. She sat on that porch like a statue while I walked back to my car and drove through a city that looked like mine but didn't feel like it anymore. I sat in my living room, phone in my hand, waiting for the thing I already knew was coming. At 1:47 a.m., it arrived. The wedding is off. I need to spend the weekend with my ex for closure before I commit. I'm sorry. I read it 3 times, not because I didn't understand, but because disbelief needed proof. I replied, "Take all the time in the world without me," blocked her number, blocked her everywhere, and got to work. Adrenaline is good for exactly 2 things: running and logistics. I dialed the venue's emergency line. Explained. Weddings canceled. Today. Non-refundable deposit, they said, but they wouldn't charge the balance. We had already paid $12,000 of the $18,000 total. Painful, but survivable. Caterer, voicemail. Photographer, voicemail. DJ answered, groggy, apologized for my situation while reminding me there would be no refund since we'd prepaid. Florist, voicemail. Cake, voicemail. Officiant, voicemail. Transportation, voicemail. I left message after message, emailed, typed urgent, event canceled, so many times my fingers stopped feeling like mine. Around 3 in the morning, I called the airline. 2 tickets to Maui on Monday. Non-refundable, changeable for a fee. I need to cancel one of the passengers, I told the agent. There's a $200 change fee. That's fine. By 4 a.m., the city was still sleeping. I wasn't. I boxed up every single piece of her she had scattered through my life. Clothes, makeup, her precious cozy pillows that I always moved to sit down, the lamp she loved, the framed photo she insisted belonged on the bookshelf. All of it. I stacked the boxes by the door like a final act. I texted her mom. No wedding. Natalie's things are here. Please pick them up today. Her mom called. I let it go to voicemail. She texted asking what happened. I replied, ask Natalie. At 9, I called a locksmith. By 11, every lock in my apartment was changed. Front door, back door, new keys. $300. Worth it. The calls from people who loved us started around 7. My parents. Her bridesmaids. My groomsmen. The venue manager. People who still thought their Saturday would be champagne and confetti. My dad. What the hell is going on? Wedding's off, I said. She decided she needs to spend the weekend with her ex for closure. Silence. You're kidding. Wish I was. Where is she? At a lake house, I guess. Are you okay? Better today than if I found out after vows, I said. Please spread the word. At 2 p.m., when we should have been saying I do, I got a call from an unknown number. Voicemail. I listened later. Natalie sobbing. Please pick up. I made a mistake. I want to come home. Delete. Another voicemail. More crying. We can fix this. Delete. At 5, one more. I'm at your apartment. Why did you change the locks? That's not fair. What's not fair is paying $17,500 toward a day you canceled in the middle of the night with a text because your ex hit send. I stepped around her and went upstairs. She cried on the sidewalk. I closed the door. 2 weeks later, bills began settling like dust. The venue kept our $12,000 deposit and didn't charge the remaining $6,000. The caterer charged half $1,000 of my $2,000 share. The photographer kept the $500 deposit and canceled the rest with sympathy. The DJ kept his full $1,200 because he'd already been paid. The florist kept her $300 deposit. Tally on my side, $12,000 plus $1,200 plus $1,000 plus $500 plus $300 equals $15,000 out of the $17,500 I had planned to contribute. Painful. Could have been bloodier. Her mom called. I know you're angry. She really does love you. She just got confused. She got confused about whether to marry me or run to her ex, I said. That's not confusion. That's choosing badly. She's devastated. She'll survive, I said. I already am. I told her I went to Maui alone. She called it cold. I called it practical. The trip was paid for. Friends nudged me back into dating. I downloaded apps. Went on a few awkward dinners. One woman asked me to help her move on the second date. Another monologued about her ex like I was her therapist. Hard passes. Then I matched with Kara. Corporate attorney. Dry wit that came through even in a thumbnail. Her first message. So what's your deal? Serial killer or just standard issue baggage? Regular baggage, I wrote. You. Carry on only, she replied. Coffee. We met downtown. She arrived on time, ordered her latte, paid for it herself while I was still wrestling with my wallet. Small thing, loud message. We talked for 2 hours, work, life, how your hobbies evolve after 30. She hikes. I run. She reads mysteries. I'm a thriller guy. She has a golden retriever named Rufus and strong opinions about contracts and pizza. Why no dog for you? She asked. Was going to, I said. Wedding planning took over. Then the wedding exploded. Oh, she said, brow arched. Night before, I said. She texted. Said she needed a weekend with her ex for closure. Kara blinked. The night before? Yeah. I canceled everything I could, took the honeymoon by myself, blocked her, moved on. You went on your honeymoon alone? She said, half shocked, half delighted. Best trip of my life. That's kind of badass, she grinned. We went out again. And again. By the third date, I had that rare, quiet feeling that says, this might be what it's supposed to feel like. No tests. No exes hovering like ghosts. Just a functional adult with a job and a spine and her life in order. A month in, some of Natalie's friends tried a group intervention by text. She made one mistake. You're being cruel. Fight for love. I sent one reply, these weren't mistakes, they were choices. I'm not interested. Left the chat. 3 months in, Kara and I made it official. She met my parents. They loved her. She insisted on paying for dinner because my folks had grabbed drinks last time. My mom pulled me aside on the sidewalk. She's nothing like Natalie, she said. I know, I said. That's good. I know. Kara knew everything. The porch. The text. The locks. Maui. All of it. She laughed at the right parts. You really just blocked your ex and left the country? Yup. That's my favorite detail. Mine too. Work promoted me. I slept better. I lifted things heavier than my mood. The ring of fat I'd accumulated while haggling about chair covers melted away. Life started feeling like a clean kitchen after a party. 4 months after the non-wedding, I walked into a cafe for a black coffee, and there she was, Natalie, with her mom. She froze. I ordered. Pretended I hadn't seen her. She came over anyway. Her mom hung back like she knew a good boundary when she saw one. Hi, she said. Hi. How are you? Good, I said. You. I'm managing. She wrung her hands. Can we talk? I don't think so. Please. 5 minutes. I've been trying to reach you for months. I know. You know. Blocking you isn't the same as not seeing the attempts, I said. Why won't you talk to me? Because there's nothing left to talk about. I want to apologize properly. Not through friends or voicemail. Face to face. Okay, I said. Apologize. She took a breath. I made a terrible decision. I let fear and confusion make me do something unforgivable. I should never have canceled. I should never have gone to that lake house. I should have chosen you. You should have, I said. You didn't. I regret it every day. That's unfortunate, I said. For you. Is there any chance? No. You won't even consider. Consider what? Trying again? Being friends? No. You called off our wedding less than a day before the ceremony to chase an old chapter. Even if that weekend turned out differently than you imagined, the fact that you chose that instead of us tells me everything. I was scared of commitment. Lots of people are scared, I said. Most of them don't run to their exes for reassurance. I wasn't looking for validation. Then what were you looking for? I asked. She didn't have a good answer. She looked at the floor. Her mom watched from a distance, sad and defeated in the way of a parent who predicted this scene months ago. I thought we had something special, Natalie said finally. We did, I said, until you threw it away. For a misunderstanding. For a decision I corrected. You chose to believe your ex wanted you back rather than believe in what we had. That's not a misunderstanding. That's priorities. That's not fair. What's not fair is me losing $7,500 on a day you cancel with a 2 a.m. text because you were chasing a fantasy, I said. What's not fair is you wanting to come back now that you know it was never romantic over there. I made a mistake, she said. Yes, I said. And I'm grateful I saw it before I signed a marriage license. Her mom started to speak. She's been in therapy, she said softly. She's working on herself. Good, I said. I hope it helps. So that's it? Natalie asked. That was it, I said. 4 months ago. I took my coffee and walked out. Didn't look back. 6 months after the text that reset my life, Kara moved in. We made my apartment ours. We dumped the last of the decorative pillows that had somehow survived the purge, bought new curtains, argued cheerfully about rug sizes, settled on a layout that made the light feel like a fresh start. Rufus claimed the sunniest patch of floor and snored like a contented old man. Best roommate I've ever had. One night, a message came from an unknown number. I heard you're living with someone. I hope you're happy. I'm sorry. I wish I'd chosen you. I didn't respond. I was happy. Genuinely. There was no scoreboard anymore, no ghost comparisons, no what-ifs. Kara chose me every day without checking the rearview mirror. In case you're a numbers person, the wedding that wasn't cost me $15,000. The honeymoon package, flights, and resort had been $4,000 for the two of us. Canceling her ticket cost $200, which I mentally filed under the Maui costs and moved on. The locksmith was $300. The lesson? Free. Priceless even. When someone tells you they aren't sure about you, believe them. Give them all the time and space they need, just not anywhere near your front door. She went looking for closure. I gave her the kind you don't reopen. And I kept the honeymoon. Alone.